So good morning. Oh, good evening. That's not something. We are back to the study of the Spirit's book. We are still on chapter 9 of book 2, which is the Spirit World. So the item that we're going to start today is affection of spirits for certain individuals. And Philip, can you read for us?
I sure hope so.
Thank you.
484.
Question 484 for those that are here.
Do spirits affectionately prefer certain individuals? Good spirits sympathize with all good men and women, or those who are capable of betterment. Lower order spirits sympathize with those who are bad or who may be such. In either case, the bond is a consequence of the similarity of thoughts and ideas.
Okay, so how do we connect with spirits? Through our vibrations, right? Good vibrations attract good spirits. Lower vibrations attract inferior spirits. Now, the problem is on when we lower our vibration. The problem is when we keep our vibration lower, because it's natural at our level of involvement that our vibration, fluctuates. We have better moments during the day, worse moments during the day, and the worries of our daily lives. The problem is when we allow ourselves to be contaminated by inferior thoughts, thoughts that disturbing thoughts, or we give way to our imperfections and lower vibrations, because we are surrounded by spirits all the time. And we are going, next item, we are going to talk about guardian angels and the protecting spirits that are around us. So, what spirits are going to connect with us? Either through personal reasons, spirits from our past that are connected to us and they want either to help us or to disturb us, or spirits that share our interests, may have nothing to do with us in this personally, but if we are going to a bar, spirits that want to share the experience of a bar because they miss when they were incarnated, they used to go to bars, they can associate with us and go with us. So it's not that when we have lower thoughts or we vibrate at lower levels that these spirits are going to connect to us and not leave. It's a little bit more complex than that. They will connect to us when they share what we are sending out. So on the positive side, let's say you decide to go and help work in a shelter, right? And you are there and willing to help all those that are in need. You are going to have spirits that are going to assist you, inspire you, give you strength, give you courage, help those that you are helping. The other side, if you are allowing yourself, let's say, you're gossiping and you love gossiping about those around you, of course, you are going to attract spirits that like to gossip. Spirits are just us on the other side. Spirits are, if we go back to the spiritual world tomorrow, we don't get better, we don't get worse. It's us without a physical body. So all our interests that we have here, the tendency is to continue having them in the spiritual world. Of course, there are different aspects of the spiritual world where we find ourselves. But it's not that the spirit world, and something that is very important, that people think of as the physical world and spiritual world as two separate things. No, it's just the same. The spirits are here around us. So the physical world and the spiritual world are interconnected. Spirits are here, we are here. We are 10 here more and 10 more online. And we have spirits learning with us, spirits that are kept outside because they're not allowed to disturb the environment. For those at home, there are spirits connected to them, either to learn and study with them, or to distract them if they don't want them to learn or to pay attention to what's going on here. And that's a responsibility that when we are at home, we have to take our own responsibility. So the bond is a consequence of the similarity of thoughts and ideas, positive and negative. That's what's important for us to understand. And this bond, we are the ones that allow them to happen with us, positive or negative. Okay?
485.
Yep.
Is the affection of specific spirits for specific individuals exclusively of a moral nature? True affection has nothing to do with the material world. When a spirit attaches to a living person, it is not always through affection, because it may also be a recollection of human passions.
Okay, so the spirits teach us that the ones that we truly love or truly love us, and love in the universal sense of love, not in the restrict sense that we know as humans. We are always connected. We never lose the contact with our true loved ones. Even if we are apart, maybe, your grandmother that you had a very good relationship and you love each other, she's there in the spiritual world doing something else because we all are working something. But she will always be connected to you, and whenever she has the opportunity, she'll be close to you. That's on the positive side. On the negative side also, right? We are always evolving. So what we are today, the best version of ourselves ever. So if this is the best version ever, we can imagine that 2, 3, 4 incarnations ago, we were not that good. And if we were not that good, we did things that were not that good. And we connected to spirits that enjoyed our company and want us to still be doing what we did some time ago. So they will try to, and we studied this a couple of weeks ago, they will try to prevent us from evolving, not because they want to hurt us, but just because, misery loves company. When you are with friends and you are doing something that everybody's having fun, and one friend decides to leave, the other say, no, don't go, stay here, let's continue, whatever we're doing, right? And that's what these spirits around us can try to influence us. We are always connected to them, and we are, even if we are not ostensive mediums, which is direct communication, we are hearing them through our own thoughts and inspiration, something that sometimes come to our mind that we think is ours, and sometimes it's not. It's from the spirits trying to help us and influence us. And of course, there'll be spirits attached to us because they miss the human passions. Things that they used to do here, they cannot do there. They miss, so they want to follow us on our human passion. So let's say we love to eat, right? Someone loves to eat and enjoy food a lot. There are spirits that used to love to eat. They're back in the spiritual world and they miss. So they'll connect to us to inspire the food, to at least feel the food through us. And this applies to everything, the connection between the spirits. Okay? Okay, questions, comments? Oh, okay, next.
486. Do spirits take an interest in our bad luck and prosperity? When we encounter troubles in life, do the spirits who wish us well mourn for us? Good spirits do all the good they can and celebrate all your joys with you. They mourn your problems when you do not bear them with resignation, because that problem produces no beneficial result. You are like sick people who refuse to take the bad tasting medication that would cure them.
Okay, so of course the spirits, if they are connected to us, it's because they are interested in us, right? The good spirits are protecting a guardian angel or a familiar spirit. They want us to progress. They want us to improve ourselves because they like us. The other ones want us to not progress, and they want us to run into trouble. So, but the good spirits, how much will bother them if we choose the wrong path? It's not that they are going to get angry at us, because they don't. It's just that they will lament our lack of effort in improving, our lack or our missing opportunities to move forward. Or when we are going through problems and we revolt against the problems, right? When you are sick and we don't want to accept the how to deal with the problem, we get angry at small things. If they see that we are lacking resignation, they, as they say, they mourn us. Mourn is not the exact word, but for us to be reunited with them when we are back to the spiritual world, which is what they want, sometimes we need to progress. And for us, if they are seeing that we don't progress, what they are seeing, oh, we are going back to the spiritual world and we'll be at a different vibrational level than they are, and we won't be able to be together with them. They can always visit us. Spirits can always go down to meet loved ones, but we cannot share with them the time in the spiritual world. If you remember the book Nosso Lar, André Luiz, at a certain point, went to live with Lysias and his family, right? It was the whole family living together there because they were all in Nosso Lar. So if we don't make an effort to progress, we may end up in a more difficult place in the spiritual world and not being able to be with our loved ones. So the spirits that protect us, that guide us, they are never going to impose on us, because more evolved spirits do not impose their will. They are inspiring us. They are trying to support us, help us. But if we choose, we have our free will. If we make our own choices, they'll be there waiting for us to decide to do the right choice. We'll see that in the next, when we talk about guardian angels. Okay? Right?
487.
Yes.
What kind of troubles cause the most grief to spirits? Is it our physical suffering or our moral flaws? Your selfishness and callousness, because these are the roots of all your troubles. They laugh at the imaginary sorrows stemming from pride and ambition, and celebrate those that will shorten your trial. The spirits know that physical life is only fleeting, and that its tribulations are the means to enable us to reach a higher, happier state. The moral flaws that hold us back sadden them more than our short-lived physical troubles. Spirits attach as little importance to our physical problems as we do to the insignificant sorrows of childhood. Seeing the burdens of life as the means of our advancement, they regard them only as a fleeting calamity that will restore the sick to health eventually. They mourn our suffering as we are saddened by that of a friend, but appreciate them differently from their higher perspective. While inferior spirits try to drive us to anguish to hamper our development, good spirits try to inspire us with the bravery needed to transform our trials into something beneficial for our future.
So, what bothers the spirits that are trying to help us are really our moral flaws, right? Our imperfections and our lack of desire to improve ourselves, because they know that we are all imperfect spirits, that we have our own limitations. But a true spiritist is the one who tries to be better every day, better than he was the day before. So it's the effort you make on becoming a better spirit, a better individual. So when they see a lack of effort, when they see us getting into trouble and not making any effort to overcome these troubles, this is what caused them grief. Our physical problems don't bother them that much because they know that they are trials and they are opportunities for us to learn. So we are going through difficulties of the physical life. It's just the stages of the physical life, and they understand that we are all going back to the spiritual world and our physical body is going to stay behind. So that's not something that bothers them that much. Of course, they will suffer with us if we're struggling, if we're suffering, we're in pain. They will empathize with us. But really, what they are concerned is our moral evolvement. And the inferior spirits will try to prevent us from solving our problems, will try to prevent us from moving forward for their own personal interests or because there is something personal with us that they don't want us to evolve. Okay? Yes, Danny.
So based on all these questions, our existence, at least here incarnated, is pretty much collective. It's not as so individualistic as we may believe or think we live throughout, like, because we have people here, family, friends, or co-workers. Everywhere you go, there are people. And you have also the spiritual plane, the bad and the good sides together, or interfering or suggesting, right?
Yes. Yes. But one thing that, again, I think we spoke last week, and it's important here. It's not that the spirits are paying attention to us at every moment of our lives, right? They are present when there is something of interest to them, positive or negative. So if we are there, let's say, watching a movie, they don't want to watch the movie, the good and bad ones. There won't be any spirits around us because they don't care about what we are doing. They are going to be present when we are doing something significant, when we are trying to improve ourselves. Let's say you are there preparing yourself for a test at school, right? And you are really studying hard and you are struggling, but you are there and you are making an effort, you are studying. There will be spirits there trying to help and inspire us, to give you courage, the strength to inspire you to continue, right? But if you are not doing anything, of importance, maybe there won't be spirits around, not connected to you at that exact moment. We're going to talk about our guardian angel next, right? Our guardian angel, it's a more evolved spirit, and it's not with us 24/7. It's with us when we need it. For some reason, we need it. Otherwise, they have their own lives. They have their own tasks they are doing there in the spiritual world. which are much more important than what we do here. But they will be always available to us when we need them. So the answer to your question is yes and no, right? Because the evolution is individual. Nobody can do what you have to do. You know, if you have to fight, you are a jealous person, right? You have to fight your jealousy and learn not to be jealous by yourself. You can ask for help and assistance of the spirits, and they'll be there to help and assist you if you need. But if you don't make the effort, they cannot do it for you. Right?
But at the same time, if I'm jealous and I attract this kind of a company in my in the physical world and the spiritual world, I'm not that alone. That's my point. Like, even if we try to be protected or let's say bouncing off, right? Let's say, okay, we talked about this yesterday a little bit, vigilant. So I'm vigilant. So I'm bouncing off negative influence, for example. It's not like that, right? It's ideal. Like here it's saying, it's constantly, we are constantly being
Yes.
I don't know if the word, maybe I should look at the word here, but suggested or to think of, to not to do. I know what you mean. It's up to us, but the thoughts.
Yeah, we always have spirits around us. Yes, but they're not paying attention to us at all times. You know, something that people joke, right? People that arrive to Spiritism and learn that spirits are around us and say, so when I go take a shower, there are spirits going with me to the bathroom? No, they respect our privacy, right? So, and they're not interested in you taking a shower. They're interested in you when you are studying, when you are trying to help someone, a family member, when you are trying to do something positive, the good spirits will be there trying to help and assist you. When you are doing something negative, the bad spirits will try to be with you, to share with you the inferior actions that you are taking. But it's not the 24/7 thing, right? There are many parts of our days that we are by ourselves because there's nothing really interesting to them to be around us at that time. Am I wrong, Elmo?
No, you're right. I think that we use the example of the jealousy. Go back to the answer of 484, and the answer is good spirits sympathize with all good men and women, and here's the important thing, or those who are capable of bearing it. So I have the proper jealousy, but I have something within me, a desire or improve. I'm following the category of those who are capable of bearing it. I'm already receiving protection there. I have to do the work myself. But by having been capable of bearing it, have this thing within me, whatever the thing may be, that the spirit is a potential of bearing it, I'm already protected.
Okay. All right.
488. Do the friends and family who have passed on before us have more sympathy for us than spirits who are strangers to us? Of course. And they often protect you as spirits, depending on their power. Are they sensitive to the affection we maintain for them? Very sensitive. But they forget those who forget them.
Okay, so friends and family who went back to the spiritual world, right? This is a very sensitive and important subject for us to understand. They receive our vibrations of love, of sadness, of missing them, and also they are connected to us as much as they can if they are in good mental conditions, right? Because depending on how you go back to the spiritual world. If we take André Luiz, for instance, right? He spends 8 years in the lower zones. He meets his mother later. He asks her, "Where were you?" And she says, "I was always there with you, but you were not ready." Now, he learns later that his father, his 2 sisters, they were, no, not 2 sisters, 2 sisters, I think it was the sisters. They are all in the lower zones in a very difficult condition. His grandfather, he meets later in the book, in the Greater World, his grandfather that loved him very much, but is there concerned about his gold, that he wants to take care of the gold, right? So, of course, they cannot be connected to André Luiz, and they were not connected to André Luiz when he was still incarnated. Depends on the conditions they are. But our loved ones that return to the spiritual world before us in reasonable conditions. It doesn't need to be evolved spirits, just reasonable condition, that they were in a right state of mind. They were not struggling with any spiritual belief or something like that. They'll be connected to us. They will feel our affection. Now, if we suffer too much, it's going to affect them also, right? They are sensitive to the affection we maintain for them. But one thing is important. The mourning period is normal, right? There are some spiritists that think that, oh, because I'm spiritist and I believe that life goes on, I don't have the right to mourn a loved one. Of course you have. We missed our loved ones. The problem is when this becomes a struggle after a certain time, right? So, you lose a parent. It's natural, right? The parents should go before us. You mourn for a period of time, but if after, I don't know, 1, 2 years, you are still struggling and suffering and missing, it disturbs them there. Besides you here, it disturbs them there. If you forget about them, if you don't think about them, of course, they will be also sad, right? So you need to have a healthy way to deal with our loved ones that went before us, to understand that life is eternal, that we are going to meet them again, that the separation may be painful, but it's temporary, and we need to learn to overcome these feelings of sadness, excessive sadness. Normal sadness is part of the process. What we cannot is immerse ourselves in suffering and pain and not live our normal lives, because they want us, they love us, they want us to live our normal life here. Because if we're suffering or struggling to live our normal lives, they will suffer also. So that's the connection we have with our family, friends that have passed. We need to be connected with them in the good sense. We need to be missing them in a healthy way, right? Of course, there are gradations here, right? It's very difficult. Someone that lost a kid, it's a different kind of mourning. Someone that lost a partner at the early, in the beginning of their relationship, or at a young age, or an accident. So there are different types of mourning, right? But your grandmother was 92 and returned to the spiritual world. It was time, right? We mourn for a period of time and then we move on. We think of her, we pray for her, but we need to move on, to learn how to move on, because we're harming ourselves and we are harming her there. But it's a balance we need to understand, to learn, and to find, right?
Well, the same way they are also sensitive to our prayers. If
Yes.
we pray in a good way, and because we want the best for them, it's great. But if you kind of get desperate, please come back. Well, I don't,
Yeah.
those desperate prayers, they are also sensitive for that, right?
Yes, prayer is always important, right? It's always good, and because it's a way of elevating our vibrations, right? And again, prayers here is the true connection between ourselves and them or God, or it's not words, repeated words. Because if we are talking words that we are not paying attention, this is not prayer. This is just reciting things. The true prayer, sometimes, you're just thinking of your loved one with a warm thought. This is a true prayer, right? You don't need to say anything. I love you. I hope you are doing good there. I hope you can share with me whatever I'm doing in my life, and you can be happy for me. And they will share with us. They'll be happy. They will join us. So yes, prayer is very important. Now, if we are really praying, and again, if you are doing the negative thing, I don't even want to call it prayer, right?
Yeah,
Because
that's right. Makes sense. Yeah,
it's not a prayer when you
Yeah.
are lamenting, right?
that's right.
So, yes, okay. All right. So now we're going to guardian angels, protective, familiar, and sympathetic spirits.
489. Are there spirits who attach themselves to a specific individual to protect and help that person? Yes, spiritual brothers and sisters. You also call them your protective spirit or good spirit.
Read the next one.
What should we understand by the expression guardian angel? A high order protective spirit.
So, all of us have a guardian angel. Okay. Again, guardian angel is not a spiritist vocabulary, because in spiritism we don't understand angel the same way that the church understands angels, right? As being created, separated from the creation. But the word guardian angel is a spirit that is protecting us since before our incarnation. We started our incarnation, sometimes even before that will be with us throughout our incarnation, always ready to help us and assist us whenever we need, and we open ourselves to them. They are more evolved than us, because they need to be more evolved than us. It doesn't mean that they are very evolved, because we don't need a very evolved spirit taking care of us inferior spirits. You just need someone that knows better than us, right? So we all have one. It stays the same during one or more incarnations, okay? The examples we have here that we can give, right? Chico Xavier, Emmanuel, that was his guardian angel, his protective spirit. Divaldo Franco, Joana de Angelis, is his guardian angel, protective spirit. He will be there from the beginning to end. Can it change? And we are going to see this later in a question. Yes, it can, but it's the exception, is not the rule. They can be replaced if there is something important going on. But one thing we need to be sure is we have one. If we want to ask for help, the best help that we can address to is our guardian angel. Do we need to know the name? No. Do we need to know who it is? No, because sometimes it's not someone that will mean anything to us. If my guardian angel comes to me and say, my name is Andrew, I don't know. Maybe it was someone that was someone that I knew 5 incarnations ago, and since then he evolved much more than me and is trying to help me. So we don't know the name. We may never know the name, or we may know the name when we go back to the spiritual world, because they will be there, it's waiting for us. And again, depends on us also. It's they're always there to help us. We are the ones that close ourselves to their help and to their assistance, as we are going to see in a few questions here. Okay, so These are the guardian angels, but we also have familiar spirits and sympathetic spirits that we are going to see later. Okay? Yes, Paco.
Do we have guardian angels in physicality? You
Not-
understand what I'm saying? Could I find someone in this life journey that somehow is a guardian angel or a protective a spirit or a familiar or sympathetic spirit?
Not in the sense
Or
that
do we always have to be in the two different physicality and non-physical?
yes, in the sense that we are discussing here, a spirit that takes care of us during our incarnation, this spirit is in the spiritual world.
But now, okay, that I do understand. I have no, but I don't have more than one. I could have more than one.
You have one guardian angel. You have more than one familiar and sympathetic spirits. You
Okay,
can
but then, okay, then let's talk about protective and familiar sympathetic spirits. Could I have those on both in the physical and non-physical?
yes, absolutely. Yes.
The guardian angel itself is in the spiritual world, but the
Okay.
other types could be both in physical and non-physical.
Yeah. You
I'm
could
asking, yes.
Yes, you could say, for instance, that most of mothers are familiar spirits to their kids, right? They want to help educate and love their kids. They are protective spirits. But here, we are talking more about the spirits in the spiritual world in this particular item. But yes, you're right. We can have the guardian angel won't be incarnated. There is a question later that talks about the possibility of them being incarnated, and we are going to discuss that. But they are unlikely going to be incarnated, and very unlikely. Now, familiar and protective spirits, yes, you can have, let's say, a protective spirit that is there, familiar spirit that is there connected to you, and that then comes as your son or daughter later in your life. So it moves from there to here, right? Still is a familiar spirit, but now it's incarnated and is the one son or daughter that you are going to have absolute love for him or her, that you cannot explain, right? Because
What would you call people? Then what would you call people that come into your life and contribute so much into your life that make profound changes in your trajectory? Is that a sympathetic spirit, a protective spirit, a physicality?
it can be, and sometimes it cannot. So let's say, right, you love classical music, and then looking at your name, Fabio, and you go there to learn, and you have a teacher that really inspires and guides you, and you love the teacher. Is this teacher a protective spirit? Not necessarily. Someone that you just met that has the same interest, and you become sympathetic spirits, and you build this relationship, but not necessarily it has to come from the past. So you can build, because we are always growing our universal family, right? We talk about it, Paco, right? The universal family. Our objective is to loving more and more people until we become part of a universal family, which is a lot of incarnations away. But as we live our physical lives, we are meeting new people, new spirits. Some of them will have the same interests as us, and some of them will become sympathetic spirits to us on our eternal journey.
Okay.
Okay.
The guardian angel or protective spirit, that's the terminology we use in spiritism more often, is someone who received the responsibility or accepted the responsibility of be with you throughout that incarnation, perhaps more than one incarnation. It's someone who take that as his or her job, so to say. of be with you, to protect you, to guide you, to inspire you to the best of their abilities, of course. Someone that we feel to be a protective spirit here incarnate with us, it's someone, as John said, who share common interest. It could be someone from the past who comes here to assist you, but it's not your protecting or spirit or guardian angel. The comparison that I like to make with things incarnate over here is your academic advisor. Good high schools, college, you have the academic advisor. There's the guy who, or the woman who know everything in academic, okay? Everything about you. He knows where you're coming from with your education, how you're doing on the classes, if you have any problems, if you're succeeding, you call you in the room and say, hey, you have to pay attention to this there, you have to do that. When it's time for you to start the new course, you gotta sit down with that guy and say, should I take this class, should I not take this class? And we'll provide you all that person has to assist you to be successful in academia. Your guardian angel will provide you everything that you need to be successful in that reincarnation.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
491.
Yes.
What is the mission of a protective spirit? Similar to that of parents to their children, to lead their wards down the right path, give them advice, console them when they are sick or suffering, and support their courage in the trials of human life.
Yeah, so the comparison the spirits make here is to parents to their children, right? Parents, their responsibility is to lead their children down the right path, giving advice. A guardian angel is a more ample role because they are concerned about our eternal evolution. Our evolution is eternal spirit. So they are much more concerned with the bigger picture of us fighting our imperfections, trying to overcome our limitations, trying to go the right path. Give us strength when we are struggling, when we are sick, when we are suffering, but always with the objective of helping us evolve as eternal spirit, understanding that the physical existence is a short one, is just a temporary one. Everything that we struggle related to the physical world is going to stay here. So they are just trying to help and assist us on our spiritual evolution, moral and also intellectual evolution. That's what they are here to help us. Now, they will help us, like I almost gave you the example in the academic counselor. They'll help us if we allow them to help us. If we don't, if we choose our own path of our own choices, they'll be there waiting for us to decide to choose the right path. They will always be available to us, as we are going to see later in a question. Okay?
492.
Yeah.
Are protective spirits attached to individuals from birth to death? They often follow them after death into the spirit life, and even through several successive physical lives, as these existences are very short phases of their existence as spirits.
Okay. If you look at
That makes sense.
Yeah, if you look at eternity, right? One incarnation is nothing, right? So to have a guardian angel for several successive incarnations is perfectly natural, right? When they are helping us, they are evolving also. We are always evolving. So they are learning from us as they are helping and assisting us. What they are learning from us? You know, how to better address the situations we go through, right? So they may be with us for one incarnation, they may be with us for several incarnations. Chico Xavier said that Emmanuel reincarnated before he returned to the spiritual world, right? Because he was already in the end of his physical life. So of course, Chico is there now, and Emmanuel theoretically is here. But the important thing is for us to understand that we have this spirit more evolved than us, ready to help and assist us, and whenever we need him or her. And it's always there to help us. And we'll be there when we return to the spiritual world. Again, depends on our state when we return to the spiritual world, state of mind, right? If we are going to be prepared to deal with the spiritual world, we are going to be received and meet them. If we are not prepared, they will be there to help us without us noticing or understanding that they are there. Okay.
493.
Yeah.
Is the mission of a protective spirit voluntary or obligatory? Your protective spirit is duty-bound to watch over you, having accepted that task. Spirits can choose their wards from a selection of like-minded beings. In some cases, this position is a pleasure, while in others, it is a job or duty. By attaching to a person, does a spirit cease to protect other individuals? No, but the spirit does so less exclusively.
Okay, so it's a mission. Being a guardian angel is always a mission. Spirits will choose us for different reasons: personal connections, opportunity to learn for them.
Likes our challenge.
Likes a challenge, yes. And that's when it becomes a job or a duty, right? You know, we just have to look around, right? And we look at some people here in the physical world and some behaviors of some people in the physical world, and we think, where is their guardian angel, right? What is their guardian angel doing that is not having any positive result here? Again, this is a duty for the spirit. It's there to help when they can, but most of the time, there's very little they can do because we have our free will. We make our own choices. So if we decide not to close ourselves to our spiritual, to a guardian angel or spiritual guide, we ignore them and they will be there waiting for us to change our mind. They are not going to be not doing anything. They will be doing other things, but they will always be available to us when we need them. And when a guardian angel is attached to an individual, incarnating individual, it does not mean that it cannot help others, right? But it says here, less exclusively. So let's say my guardian angel, he or she has his or her family, right? Loved ones. They are going to be connected to their loved ones. They're not going to lose this connection. They will be assisting them if they can as familiar spirits, but they are not going to be their guardian angel. These individuals will have other guardian angels. So the fact that you are doing a job of a guardian angel doesn't prevent you from doing other things, helping others, and the same thing here, right? You have a child, take care of a child, doesn't prevent you from taking care of a neighbor's child if the neighbor asks you to take care of the child. You can do it on a temporary basis, right? It's not your main responsibility. So it's the same thing for us to understand the role of a guardian angel in the spiritual world. Okay?
494.
Yes. Oh, sorry, Danny.
So there is no love.
No
Like
love.
there's no love, like a relationship, like the spirit really loves that I've been waiting so far, and it hasn't mentioned love. Like, because I'm thinking to be at this level of helping and protecting and really there, you need a good amount of love, no?
But you know, more evolved spirits, they already have this natural love inside of them, right? It's you know, when you think of a Mother Teresa, right? All the patients she treated, didn't she have love for them? Remember the famous passage that she goes out, you know, suddenly the journalist that's interviewing her, she goes out, suddenly she stands up and leaves the building and starts going through the dirty streets of Calcutta. And then in the middle of the garbage, she grabs an individual, puts in her arms, and the individual dies in her arms. And the journalist tells her, I couldn't do that even for $1 million. And she answers, neither could I, only for love. That's love, right? She's taking care of someone that she doesn't know with love. So at our stage, we struggle to understand this love because it's something that is beyond our capacity of understanding. But our guardian angels, they love us. In what sense, how you define that love, I don't think we can, but I can guarantee you that they love us. Right?
494.
Yes, that's going to be the last one.
Are protective spirits inextricably tied to the ward assigned to them? Spirits often leave their position to fulfill various missions, but an exchange is carried out in that case.
Again, they are not tied to us without having without the possibility of leaving us, right? So it's a guardian angel. They're protecting us. They're helping us, but they have their own work to do. They have their own. Sometimes they have their own things, but they'll never leave us alone. In the sense that if we need and they cannot be present, someone other with the same capabilities of helping and assisting us will be there to help and assist us. And we will not know the difference, notice the difference. Maybe an ostensive medium that can interact with their spiritual guide, like Divaldo with Joanna, they will notice if he will notice if Joanna is not there. And he mentioned sometimes that Joanna was not there, right? But for us, at our level, we won't notice. They'll do something else. They'll send someone that can help us, and we won't notice. We are not never going to be left alone in times of need. Times of need, we will always be surrounded by more than one spirit that wants to help us. The problem is that we close ourselves to this help. We refuse to listen to them. We refuse to open ourselves to receive their guidance, their inspiration, their consolation, things like that. Okay. Okay, there are many more questions in this sub item, so we are going to continue next week. There are a lot of questions going on. The next one is a beautiful message from San Luis and San Agustin together. So I want to leave it for, it's a long one. I want to leave for next week, okay? But if you want to read, it's a beautiful 495. It's a beautiful question. So many times mentioned when you watch lectures and things like that, okay? So we're going to stop here. What we have on Saturday, we have through the United States Spiritist Federation, we have a lecture by a talk by Alba Morales from Baltimore. She's going to talk about pre-existence of the soul and pre-birth experiences. Saturday, 11 a.m. On Sunday, our study So on Sunday at 11 a.m. will be the Medium's book, which is online only. The book club next Wednesday, we'll discuss chapter 5 of the book Darkness. What's the name of the book, Danny? I always forget. A Light in the Darkness.
Yeah.
A Light in the Darkness by Divaldo Franco and Joana de Angelis. Okay. Okay, Carol, can you do our final prayer?
Yes, sorry. Yes, thank you very much, John, and appreciate hosting. And thank you, Elmo. Thank you, Philip, for reading for us this evening, and all who are participating this evening as well. Infinite Creator and Divine Providence, we give thanks to be together again for our studies of the Spirit's Book, Book 2, Chapter 9, the topics being affection of spirits for certain individuals and guardian angels, protective, familiar, and sympathetic spirits. We will connect with spirits that are similar to our vibration. Good spirits help us to progress. They celebrate our successes and are saddened by our difficulties, especially if we don't make an effort or bear problems without resignation. Inferior spirits try to halt our evolvement by stirring up anguish, or they try to block our inspiration as we would like to improve. They know our moral flaws and imperfections. We all have guardian angels, each one of us, which is a high order protective spirit that will assist us through our incarnation and may continue to help us in the spiritual world and perhaps into future incarnations. They too are learning and evolving. We have free will, and perhaps assistance will be available at times, perhaps if our protective spirit is on another assignment. There will always be help available to us. We give thanks to our spiritual benefactors and the good spirits for guiding and inspiring us today. May we receive the love, light, and peace of Christ within us for our loved ones, for our teachers, our directors, our counselors, our mediums, the workers, and all participants. We pray for inner peace, and especially now for world peace, and for those who are suffering in the physical and spiritual worlds. We pray for our center and all spiritist centers throughout the world, that they may grow, prosper, expand, and be protected throughout the day and throughout the night. As we close, we humbly ask for safety and protection as we return to family, friends, loved ones, and co-workers. May we go forth and remind ourselves to be beacons of love, of light, of peace, of service, and charity, which is love in action. May peace and love prevail during this Easter and Passover week. We are receiving many blessings for which we are truly grateful. So be it.